Cats fans, it's time to have a bit of a chat about the VFL team. And it comes off the back of 3 results you are seeing on the screen right now. And I've got concerns. Now, round 1, fantastic win against Carlton. And obviously the Carlton AFL team is flying at the moment. So to beat their seconds, great effort. 12 goals 13 to 10 goals 9. Several more scoring shots. Really promising signs off the back of round 1, which was great. Considering we lost to the Pies in round 1, we lost to Carlton in round 2, we lost to Gold Coast in round 3, and we finally got our act together by beating the Hawthorn Football Club on Easter Monday. But that round 1 game against Carlton, in sync with round 2 in the AFL, so it's a little bit messy in terms of our line of thinking here, was then followed by this shit. We got smacked by the Gold Coast Suns, who are a top team. Let's be crystal clear. They can't sort their game out at the AFL level, outside of beating us, obviously. They can't sort their game out at the AFL level, but their VFL team is, they're top 2. I think you can almost lock them in for top 2 at the end of the year. So we got smashed by a very, very good team, but we should also be a very, very good team. More on that in a second. We then played the Box Hill Hawks, so Hawthorn's affiliate team. Hawthorn's AFL team has no depth. Their VFL team should have even less. So, the fact that we just lost them by 55 points is a concerning sign. And so, I want to dive into these results and cast a little eye forward. So, our next game is against the Werribee Football Club. We then go against the Coburg Lions, the Southport Sharks, and it keeps going from there. But I want to hone in on these 3 results and potentially what it means for where the Geelong Football Club's AFL team is at in the future. Because there's always a little bit of variance when it comes to the VFL team. Of course, you've got VFL only players in that team, topped up by AFL players as well. And so, actually, I probably should say it's the other way around. It's probably AFL players topped up then by VFL only players from there on. The concern as we look at, in particular, these 2 most recent results, as we then cast an eye forward, is the fact that it's got me questioning where we're at as a club when it comes to our recruiting and our development. Now, Stephen Wells is exceptional. Andrew Mackie has pulled off some amazing trades. Like, the team is exceptional. But what we're seeing here at the VFL level has me questioning where we're going to be in 2024, 2025, 2026. Probably the next block of 2 to 3 years as an AFL team. Because what we're seeing right now, we know the green shoots are there and we know there's some fantastic talent playing in that team. I think, again, knowing what Wellesley's been able to do for 20 plus years at this point, I think I can sit back confident that the quality is there, but it's the age profile thing that is a concern. Now, forgetting all the rubbish that's been said for years, that Geelong's old and they're all going to drop off and retire soon enough because, of course, we won a flag and we all dressed up as old pricks. Up yours, all those supporters that were sticking it up as for years. We showed you, bunch of clowns. But anyway, setting that particular aspect of the whole thing aside, these blokes need to retire at some point. Joel was the first, and we're going to see Paddy follow. We're going to see Reece Stanley. We're going to see Blitzars. We're going to see Cam Guthrie. We're going to see Mitch Duncan. We're going to see Tom Hawkins. We're going to that list is going to grow over the next few years. And Isaac Smith will toss in there as well. Obviously, I kind of haven't quite got that association yet as a Cat, despite the fact that he's done a couple of years with us now. Like, these guys, and there's more that I didn't mention, are going to be retiring sooner rather than later. And I don't know at the moment that next group is ready. And so my big thing at the moment, as I ruminate on this whole situation at the moment, as I look at the hidings that we've been delivered, and I'll see if I can bring up the stats and a few more specifics here. Player stats. Sorry, this is going to be a little bit messy. We'll flick it over to the Suns. How have I got this cropped? It's not going to work super well for me, but we can see the disposal count. I can kind of rattle off some of the names that are down the side here. So we've got like Harry Benson, VFL only, Angus Byrne, VFL. They're all kind of the high numbered players. If I could adjust this on the fly, I absolutely would. In fact, here's what I'll do. Let's break that out and we'll just shimmy it across a little bit. There we go. Improv at its finest. All right, Harry Benson, Angus. Look, there's a lot of our VFL names. Boom, Jai Clark. Now, let's forget the AFL fantasy stuff. 9 disposals. I think we're pretty confident what he's going to be. Not lighting it up yet. Ted Closey. Promising signs. Ollie Dempsey, 22 disposals, fantastic, looking really great, and that kind of is mirrored by all the talk about him in the preseason. Braden Hams, ex-Essendon, Mitch Nevitt, quiet. Jake Kolajasny obviously was playing his return game. This is last week, let's not lose sight of that. That was his return game in the VFL last week. Ben, the VFL, Oscar Murdoch, 10 disposals. Shannon Neal, 11 and 2 goals. Perfectly fine for a tall forward, but you'd like to think he's pushing for an AFL spot. I'd say 11 disposals and 2 goals perhaps isn't that. Brandon Parfitt did his job. Oscar Riccardi getting there. Sam Simpson. There's a lot of names that I think we should be expecting to see in these lists that aren't featuring yet. That next crop, which is, I guess, a little bit of a concern, but we're getting smacked in the process. Now, I'll bounce back and I'll see if I can bring up the last game as well. Now, sorry, things are a little bit messy for a second. The formatting will be horrendous. But let's take a look at today's result as of when I record this, when we played the Box Hill Hawks. And I tuned in a few times and I didn't... Oh, play stats. I wasn't inspired by what I saw there either. Don't know why our players don't deserve profile pictures. That seems a bit sus. But anyway, because Tanner Bruin was there. Had a great game. 36 disposals, pushing for his spot back in the team. Let me teams, Cats. Let's filter out the riffraff that is Hawthorn. Again, some VFL players who've done a decent job. Jai Chalcraft, Harry Benson. Let me sort by disposal, might make it a bit easier. Braden Ham did a great job. Again, we've got Ollie Dempsey doing an awesome job. Sam Simpson, who is just so reliable. Jai Clark building a little bit there. It's great. But again, we're not seeing a lot of the AFL players. Oscar Murdoch, Cooper White, Oscar Riccardi, James Willis, Mitch Nevitt. None of them are lighting it up here. And my worry is that not that they are no good. In fact, I'm supremely confident, again, all hail Stephen Wells. I'm supremely confident that we've picked up some good players here. But when I sort by goals, we had 1 goal across the board. Shannon Neal didn't play, I'm guessing. Did Shannon Neal not play? No, I didn't remember seeing him, and I guess, he didn't play. I'm worried that we're going to have a 2 to 3 year block, potentially, where we fall and we fall hard. Not like what we've seen at the beginning of the season here, where it was kind of premiership hangover, and hopefully that's all it was. Hopefully our second half against Hawthorn was representative of where we're continuing to progress from here, and we're going to smack a few teams. We'll belt West Coast next week, and we'll belt Sydney in a grand final rematch, and all that. Like, hopefully that is a really, really good sign for the AFL team. But that time has to come to an end at some point. We keep saying it has to come to an end at some point. And I'm not seeing the green shoots doing what I'd expect the green shoots to do in the seconds yet. And so I worry it's the age profile thing. We've got a lot at the top. A lot in that 28 plus ballpark. We've got some great green shoots that are 18, 19, 20... and are still learning their game. And like we go and recruit someone like Ollie Henry. We go and recruit someone like Tanner Bruin. We those guys fit that same age bracket as well. So we recruit those guys, and we're supremely confident they're going to be exceptional for us. But we've got nothing in the middle, or very little, I should say, in the middle. And so I worry that we've got a few hidings ahead of us in that 25, 26 year season, in those seasons. I could have it all wrong. I hope to hell that I've got it all wrong. But results like this, and the one that preceded it, as I scroll back through my tabs now, I've probably gone too far. I worry that these 3 results, well, I guess round 2 and round 3 specifically, are potentially representative of a problem that we're going to face in the next few years. And so what I'm asking as I put this video out here, because I've been rambling, I've been chatting for a while, what I'm asking Cats fans while you are watching and listening to this is, let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Am I off base? Or Am I not giving some of the players that are in that right bracket at the moment enough, that are playing maybe in the AFL team, enough credit that they'll be able to step up to where Mitch Duncan and Paddy Dangerfield and Mark Blitzarves and all those sort of guys have been? Am I ignoring the injuries too much? So I don't think I am. I mean, obviously there's the likes of Toby Conway, for example, that are out. And that's, like, I think he's an important part of our future, I hope. But we haven't had a lot of him through the seconds so far up to this point. So, you know, I don't know we can factor him in too much. Shannon Neal didn't play today. How much of a difference would have he made? I'm worried based on these results that perhaps we are in for a couple lean years before the surge. And I'm not talking a Hawthorn-style rebuild. This is not going to be some cut them right back and build it back up thing like we're seeing with the Hawks at the moment that netted, you know, results like today. I'm just worried that we might have 2 or 3 pretty lean years before we can start to say, okay, we're going to have a proper tilt at this again. And look, this comes from a very selfish, very privileged position because the Cats have been the dominant team in the competition for 19 years. 2004 was the beginning of this crazy ride that we've been on. So what's 2 to 3 years in the grand scheme? But I get that. But I don't want to see it happen. So the question I'd be asking Stephen Wells and Andrew Mackey right now is, and maybe they've already started to show signs in terms of the way they recruited last year, is what can you do to fill in that 22, 23, 24, 25-year-old age bracket? Now, they had eyes on Jacob Hopper, and that didn't work out. And he would have, I think he's 26 now. He would have been perfect for that particular group there, and really, really helped. But of course, he would have been playing in the AFL team, so it probably wouldn't have helped our VFL situation. I think I want to see the club targeting more of those sort of players that are right at the beginning of crushing it in the competition, to give me a little bit of faith that we're not going to see a dip for a couple of years. And that's all it'll be, because I'm really confident in the way they've recruited and who they've already got. But I think we just need to shift the focus a little bit. We've gone recruiting for a premiership, Jeremy Cameron, or Isaac Smith, all these guys that are all older, I should say, and are closer to the end than the beginning. And it's proven to be successful. We've then gone hard the other way and gone really young with Tanner Bruin and Ollie Henry in particular. Jack Bowes probably fits that mid bracket actually that I'm talking about, but he's doing a solid job for the Cats at the moment. He's not lighting it up. But we need to address that middle more. We need to find more Jack Bowes-like players in the competition that are looking for a new home or willing to come back home. Darcy Parish. We should do a dedicated conversation about Darcy Parish at some point, but he is the hot free agent this year, or one of the hot free agents this year, and he's a Geelong boy. Coming home? I'll leave you with that one to stew on. I'll catch you later, guys.